There's a game I would like to show off. Not one I made. No, I'm not that skilled. But it is one of my favorites. Probably of all time. Which is interesting to say, because I only recently started playing it. It's funny when that happens, isn't it? When something you've never known about instantly becomes a classic once you learn of its existence. And that can happen with anything. Books, movies, places, sports, the list goes on. But this recording doesn't have to do with any of those. This is about a video game. One that reminded me of how much I enjoy finding things on a map. This is Hidden Foes. Something very similar, in my opinion, of course, to a harder version of Where's Waldo. One that comes alive with hand-drawn sights and sounds. This is what you see when you first start the game. Charming, isn't it? I've made my way as far as the city, but for this explanation, I want to walk through the forest one more time. Can you hear it? Is that a person or people making those sounds? Yes. Yes, it is. And isn't it fantastic? There's a lot of information on the screen. I will be clicking on most of it. Front and center is the landscape. That's where I'll be looking for folks and things. And on the bottom, that bottom row, are the things and folks I'll be looking for. By selecting one, it displays a hint to its location. If you want to play without hints, by all means, that's up to you. Personally, I do always use the hints and recommend anyone else do the same. Some of them are severely witty riddles. First up is Explore Garland. Fascinated by the tongue of this reptile. So let me go through the logic. Fascinated by the tongue of this reptile. So I want to look at this landscape, this scenery, and find a reptile, any reptile. And based on that, Explore Garland is probably around. Can you find him? Well, first, can you find the reptile? I think I found one here. And is Explore Garland nearby? Why, yes. Behind the tree. And once you successfully click on a folk or thing, it will display that circle, and then at the bottom here, a check mark will appear. There are 4 things I need to find in this landscape. I need 3 more to complete the level. Sometimes in the larger maps, you don't need to find every single thing to beat the level. I like to anyway. So next up is the snake. This snake is a real bush crawler. So of course, I'm thinking behind a bush. And these smaller areas are sort of meant to help introduce mechanics. And in this one, what it's saying is that you can indeed click on bushes to reveal information, which is always fun to do. A little beetle coming out of the wood log. Well, that's not a snake, so maybe this last bush. Look at that, the big snake. Kiki the monkey loves a good soft shelter. So, I've already checked all of the bushes, so can't be behind any bushes. What other areas can be a shelter? Well, I think the only place I haven't clicked is in the trees. And there are some eyes staring out from this one. And down drops Kiki. And the last one left to go. The only ripe white banana is pretty much up for grabs. So where on earth could the banana be? Up for grabs, so upstairs somewhere. Not by the birds, but here, a bushel of bananas. And one drops down. There's the white banana. It's a blast. And that's the type of logic that has to be used for some of the more difficult things to find. The game's never gonna tell you the exact location, the latitude and longitude. No, it's gonna give you a vague area, a vague thing you have to find, and then you have to zoom in, look around to find the folk or thing that is needed. Okay, entering the jungle. So big map, that's the first thing. Zooming out, I mean, look how massive that is. How cool is that? So the first one, oh, right. And here there are more than 6, but for this particular map, to move on to the next level, I only need to find 6 things. I'll be going through all of them because I like doing that. So first up, for this man in distress, the uncomfortable seat is the least of his troubles. Luckily for me, on load, it was front and center. And the reason that the seat is the least of his troubles, because he's in the middle of a river without a paddle. Man in distress. Found. If you ask Classy Jesse, treetop nabs are the best. So zooming out, I'm looking at the tops of trees. I see some monkeys bouncing on what I can only assume is a giant jungle trampoline. Some people not sleeping. And over here I see some houses. And that person looks like they're sleeping. So is that? It is Classy Jesse. Fantastic. The woman with a guitar plays music that will warm the hearts of men and reptiles. So where could that be? Warm the hearts of men and reptiles. Well, I do see a campfire, and a person with a guitar and a snake by their side. Woman with a guitar. So the warm the hearts of men and reptiles, probably referring to the campfire as the head. Ono wishes he had paid more attention during his Tai Chi classes. When I zoomed out and was looking around for Classy Jessie, I did notice someone on a bridge, standing on one leg. What a nice, scenic area to practice Tai Chi. Hey, Ono. Best of luck. Oh, and I think I know where this one is. I mentioned some what I think are trampoline. No, just flying monkeys. No trampoline, they can just fly. Fluffy Panda does what fluffy pandas do. Eating. What do pandas eat? That's the first question to find out. And I think bamboo is the answer. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. And that looks like some bamboo. So by clicking, I can take it down, and there is the panda. Yeah, and so I found 6 things, so it's asking if I want to go to the next area. I would rather stay here a bit, finish it up. The others watch jealously, while King Kiki sits on his throne of bananas. I'm guessing more in the jungle. And I think I would be right, because right below the flying monkeys, who really do seem like they're having a blast, I do see what appears to be a throne of bananas and a bush. What could be behind that bush? Well, probably King Kiki. Long, elegant birds lay long, elegant eggs. So I'm looking for birds. And I do believe that next to the man in distress were some birds with some long legs. Some could call them elegant. And there are the eggs. This chicken was a single bite-sized dinner. I remember this one. This one was the one that gave me trouble on this area when I first went through. I'm not going to find it immediately, but I will go to the section it's at. I'm going to pause. Try and find it if you can. It is here. I will tell you that the chicken is on this frame, is in the frame. Can you see it? Well, it's not clearly visible. Based on the hint, this chicken was a single bite-sized dinner. The key in that is the word was, past tense. So, the chicken was somebody's dinner. But how can the chicken look like that when it was eaten for dinner the previous night? Well, there appears to be, unless my eyes deceive me, a snake with some big belly. Oh, something's coming out. It's a chicken. Because snakes do eat their prey in one big gulp. This reptile laughs at the amateur trying to catch a butterfly. Above the snake, I see a person. Looks like a bug catcher who seems to be missing this moth or butterfly. And so around here has to be the reptile. That's where my mind goes. Not behind the bush, not in any of the water vessels on the but above the crocodile. That's where the reptile lives. This bird enthusiast is pretty much in heaven right now, which means there must be plenty of birds nearby. Doing a quick scan, I think I see a lot of birds here, and that may be a person behind it. Is that our bird enthusiast? Yes, it is. Only a secret passage will lead you to the shaman. Well, if I know anything about shamans, they do like their waterfalls, and there has to be a treasure chest or something behind here, even if the shaman's not, right? Look at that, the shaman. So isn't this game just fantastic? How much charm does that have? That's incredible. Help that walking folk get across. So there will be objects in the way that I have to get rid of. Some trees that, just wanted to hang out. Wanted to lie down for a bit. And by clicking multiple times on those, I almost didn't pay attention to that. But by pulling down the weight, it moves down the... Will that be a bridge? I cleared the path here from the birds. And I think there's some bamboo I have to cut down. It is nice that the walking folk waits until I'm done clearing. Here's another weight that I can pull down to reveal the path. And this branch, even though it looks like it's laying down, is not. And was that it? Did I get everything I need? And did I have fun clicking around? You bet I did. Perfectly done. Okay, let me bring a tent to the backyard campground. And as I said earlier, these smaller levels are teaching a new mechanic. So what could it be? The guitar is having a real good conversation with the swing. The tire swing. I used to ride tire swings a good amount back in the day, when I was younger. They were fun. A little bit dangerous, though. Not always fastened correctly, and so the tire did fall every now and then while someone was on it. Aiden really wants to be found. Well, good news, Aiden. I found you. Ella is testing her airbed. So in one of the tents is Ella. Sorry for intruding, Ella, but I had to find you. With filthy hands, The bullies quickly return to the campfire. Ella will never find her hairbrush. Whoa! Well, if something is hidden, it has to be marked with an X. Well, that's a bone, but that's the hairbrush. Okay. X marks the spot. And this will be the last area of the forest. And it is a big one. I mean, look at that. 10 things. Fantastic. Beekeeper Barry is being terrorized by bees. So stop stealing their honey, man. So where could the beekeeper be? I see a campground parking area for RVs. Not bees, but RVs. Oh, would that be a lake or a river? I think so. A lot of X's that are marking the spot. Now I see what looks like beehives, but I don't see Beekeeper Barry. But he has to be close by. I think I see him here. Beekeeper Barry. Mai releases every butterfly she catches. That's why there's still so many of them here. So look for an area that has a large amount of butterflies. Alright, there are a couple there, but I don't see Mai. I mean, just a normal amount of butterflies, I'm assuming. But to the east, large amount of butterflies. Fantastic. Lumberjack Flag stands in front of his grand final challenge. Well, to the west of Mai, I do see some wood, some lumber. So, Lumberjack Flag is probably close by. Oh, in front of the tallest tree. That's the challenge. Well, best of luck to you. The sun is shining too brightly today, even for classy Jessie. Okay. So laying down in the campground. But the sun is shining. Maybe in a tent, but I think, well, I know where classy Jessie is, so. Sunbathing. Over there. Peyton tried to escape the internet, but he put his tent next to the only Wi-Fi point in the campground. Alright, Peyton. I see a Wi-Fi signal. Where are you? In one of these tents? Wait, was the first one actually? Oh, the first one was Peyton. Fantastic. Monster Mo watches society from a distance. What would it be like to be one of them? So, not anywhere where there are people. Which means... Oh, I think I see wings. Monster Mo, is that you? Oh, come on. Ask him how it is. I don't think they'll be too scared. This banana was parked into a fruit basket. If my riddle skills are anything, that has to be near the cars. Because I think parked and I think cars. But this is a fruit basket. and it is a banana. This truffle is about to be discovered by a hog. Okay, has anybody seen any hogs? I'll take either the animal or a motorcycle. A lot of people waiting for the outhouse. Fish, canoe. Not a big area to canoe, but maybe some good exercise. Mushrooms here. So I'm assuming the hogs are close by. Finding oh, there they are. X marks the spot, maybe. There it is. The truffle. Together with her bunny friends, Black Biddy hides in a hole chewing on some snatched wheat. Now I did see a hole near mine earlier. Here's mine. That's not a hole. Oh, there's a bunny. Let's go into this hole. That bunny's going to that hole. When you go into this hole. And there's Black Biddy. Fantastic. Ivan hitched a ride without permission and doesn't have a plan to escape. Hitched a ride. Another car. Maybe an RV? Although I think it'd be harder to hitch a ride inside an RV than it would be in a car. But I'll check them all. Gladly. And the trunks on top of cars. Are these Pokeballs? Fantastic. Nothing. Okay. There's Ivan. There are still things to find. There are still things to find, and I will find them all. Tortoise Raphael dries in the sun. So a tortoise drying in the sun. Tortoises where is their natural habitat? Is it by the water? That's where I'm going to start. Oh, there. I don't know if I would have found that. Raphael. Oh, we're doing well. Get some water. Somebody get Raphael some water. He's dehydrated. This spider has a particular taste for fungus flies. Fungus. Well, I did see the mushrooms earlier, and there is a spider web. So could you be the spider I'm looking for? Indeed. And so that was the forest. It really is a fantastic game. And I will be playing through all of it, but I just wanted to put it on record that this game does exist. It is one of my favorites. And it is fantastically fun. If anybody's interested in finding things or folks, check it out. Till next time, peace.